Put your guns away, you skinny bitch.
Hey, what's going on guys? Philip here. Thanks for tuning back into the channel. In today's video, we're going to be learning one of my favorite skills, which is the handstand push-up. I'm going to break it down step by step so you guys can master this move as well. So one of the first things about the move is it's in the name. You're going to have a good handstand hold. Now, I recommend anywhere between 10 to 15 seconds. Now, I know some people say you have to have at least 30-second handstand hold before you can even think about attempting the handstand push-up, but that's not true. If you've got a 10-second hold, it's clean, perfect form, and it feels comfortable, you guys are so ready to do the handstand push-up. Now, this video is not going to be a handstand tutorial. I have these on my Instagram and TikTok you guys can check out, and then you can come back to this video, but this video is strictly for the handstand push-up and how to go about it once you've got the handstand down. You're also going to have some basic shoulder pushing strength, so I recommend getting some pike push-ups, elevated pike push-ups, and trying out some wall handstand push-ups, which we're all going to cover in this video, but those are going to be a must as well in your workout programs at the moment. Now, when it comes to doing handstand push-ups on the floor or on the parallettes, you're going to be better off doing them on parallettes. It's easier on the wrists, you can come down a little bit deeper, and it's also slightly easier to balance the handstand. So I recommend getting some parallettes. You can get these anywhere online, there's many companies that do them. When it comes to balancing on the handstand push-up, it's a little bit different to how it is on a handstand hold. Now, you know, when you do a handstand hold, you balance between your fingertips and your palms to try and center your weight. If your feet are going far forwards, you try and bring yourself back with your fingertips, and then the opposite, when your feet are going back, you push back through your palms to bring yourself center again. In a handstand push-up, as you're coming down, the best way to describe it is when you come down, all that pressure comes onto your palm and there isn't really too much on your fingertips. Now, as soon as you start to push back up, you're still quite palm dominant, and then as you're halfway through the movement to the top part of the move, you start to squeeze the fingertips a little bit, and then to try again center your balance, because when you do the push, it's like a pike push, you diagonally push, so when you come back up, you're automatically going to be going over your centered weight. So like if you're bringing your feet too far forwards and you bring yourself with your fingertips, so it's the same principle because you're pushing up, so you're bringing yourself back with your fingertips. So now that you understand the handstand push-up and you know the basic principles that go into it, it's time to go into the exercises that will help build the strength you need for the handstand push-up and the progression steps to achieving the full skill. So the first exercise is going to be pike push-ups and elevated pike push-ups. I'm going to briefly brush over the pike push-ups because it's quite simple. I just want to get straight into the elevated pike push-ups because they're a lot more beneficial as your hips are more over your shoulders. Now, when doing the pike push-ups, it's important to not push up and down and with your elbows flared out. What you want to do is you want to keep your elbows super tucked in, bring your head forwards, and you're going to be going diagonal in the move, and you push up, and as you push up in a pike push-up, you actually look back to get that full extension and elevation of your scapula and traps. So, but you don't have to do this in a handstand push-up. You stay looking at your fingertips. Now, if you want to practice that in an elevated or a pike push-up, you can. I just find you don't quite get the elevation you can when you look back and underneath you and look back at the box or whatever you're doing it on. It's important to remember form over reps and sets, so really prioritize getting a really good form in the elevated pike push-ups because that's only going to benefit you when it comes to doing those handstand push-ups. Going into the second exercise, it's going to be pike into press against the wall. I found this one really helped me out, especially from pressing from the bottom part of the movement of the handstand push-up. I found I could do a little half rep at first, but to get all the way, I quite couldn't. But this exercise really helped me get the full range of motion I needed for the movement. So go up against the wall, set yourself up like you would for a handstand, but what you're going to do is you're going to come down into a pike push-up. As soon as your face comes in close to the floor, you're going to tip your legs over above, try stack your hips over your shoulders and push up, push into the wall, squeeze your fingertips a little bit, try come off the wall as well, balance a handstand, and then you can come a bit further away from the wall and do it without the wall there. And then when you have that, then you're on your way to doing a handstand push-up. Also, if you are finding this one too hard to do it with the legs straight or even bending your knees, you can try a frog into handstand, into push-up. So you kind of wrap your knees around the outside of your elbows and you do the same thing. You tip over, let that momentum take you over, push up, and then again push into the wall, and then try to come off and balance again. One of my favorite exercises, and I still do this one, is the classic wall handstand push-up, facing the wall but with really good form, trying to keep a hollow body almost. So you're doing the same principle as you do on that elevated pike push-up, where you actually look back at the wall to get the full elevation, and you still follow that diagonal movement. You really want to keep a tight core. So to make it less challenging, you can point your toes, drag your feet down on the wall, and then start walking up the wall to make it easier for yourself. But if you want to keep it difficult, just keep your toes pointed, try push through without any leg movement, and it's going to keep that difficulty. Now again, keep the reps low, but keep the sets high and keep the form as best as you can. Now this exercise is going to come down to preference. It's not necessary to do, but it will help you understand the move a little bit, especially if you're still struggling with how the diagonal swoop works. So you can get a band, tie it up around the barbell, put it around your waist, kick up into a handstand. It's a little bit awkward. Sometimes the band might shoot up and slip. You just have to find the right place of where it's not going to slip. Put it on your hips, in the hip bone area, and it should be okay. Keep that core tight. And when you get up into that handstand, you can kind of like wrap your feet around the band so it even secures the handstand hold better, and really practice that swoop. Now you have the assistance of the band to help you on the way up, so it's a lot easier than a wall handstand push-up. So if you've mastered those and you just can't quite figure out the balancing in the handstand push-up, I think this one is really good, but you don't have to do this one. I know a lot of people say to do negative handstand push-up and controlling that negative and then dropping down. I tried this when I was training for the handstand push-up. I don't find it benefited me too much, because you obviously want the pushing strength to be able to go up, so why not just focus on all of the movements that are going to help build the pushing strength, which is what I've given you in today's video. Now you can go into the negative push-ups to really try nail that balance point. Like I said, it's putting all that weight on your palms, so you can try them out and just balance in the deep part of the handstand, but don't worry about pushing up. Again, I don't think this is completely necessary, but you can try this one out and it could work for you. This skill will take time. This isn't one you can just acquire in a few training sessions. It's going to have to take you a few weeks to maybe even months to be able to do this one. So you just have to keep drilling these exercises, keep drilling those basics, keep drilling the handstand holds, keep doing the pike push-ups, elevated pike push-ups, wall handstand push-ups to really build that shoulder strength. And then I also think this exercise could benefit you out is if you do the wall handstand push-ups, and then when you get up to the top of the move, you try and balance a handstand, try to take those feet off the wall, and it's just going to help you understand how to balance that top bit of the handstand once you finish that push. Because I find a lot of people sometimes when they start being able to get the strength to push all the way up, they still find it hard to balance the handstand at the top. That's the most important bit, and so this exercise is going to help take care of that. I really appreciate you tuning into today's video. I hope my advice and guidance has helped you out once again, especially with these handstand push-ups, because it's one of my favorite skills and I'd love for all of you guys to be able to do this one. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video.